Welcome to this session where we want to go through the 2021 GCE paper. Okay, so we'll go through the questions together, all of them, that is 21. Mathematics is one of the simplest subjects that you can write. Just avoid the fear from the people that are telling you that no, the subject is difficult and stuff like that. Okay, so make sure that you believe in yourself and avoid some of those courses that you will receive where people are asking for leakages. No, we don't provide leakages. And also, unless maybe you may want us to teach you tuitions or extra lessons, that is when you can get to call us. You can imagine we receive thousands of calls. People just asking for mere assistance, help me with this question. So we really want to help you. That's why these videos are there, but we cannot attend to each one of you as individuals. So please, you bear with us, and I'm going to take you through these questions. So make sure you pay attention as we go through. My name is Mr. Mbondo. I'm a teacher of mathematics. Let's get started. Okay, so those are our contact numbers there. Okay, so now we can start solving. Let's go to question 1. Okay, so this is question 1. We are supposed to simplify this question. So by simplifying, we have to collect the like terms together. So the first one is a like term with this one. So we're going to have 2ab minus 7ab, this minus here. Then we get this one here, which is minus ab squared, which is a like term to this one here, plus 5ab squared. So don't forget, we still have this one here, which is along plus a squared b. Okay, so now we simplify these ones here. 2ab minus 7ab, this gives us negative 5ab. Okay, and take note here, this one is a like term to this one. So when you are simplifying them, you need to take note of this sign here. Okay, it's like we are looking at this plus this one. Okay, so what are we going to get here? When we have minus ab squared plus 5ab squared, this is going to give us plus 4ab squared plus a squared, which is along a squared b. So this is our answer, which you can bring down. You are supposed to write it here also. Okay, I hope this is very clear. Now I'm taking you to question 2. Okay, question 2, we are supposed to evaluate this question. How do we evaluate this one? So we have 9, 1/2 plus 1. So this one, the index is a fraction. When the index is a fraction, we need to write this one as the square of 9. Okay, if you want, we can say this one must be here, then plus 1. So what is the square root? I mean the square root of 9. The square root of 9 is 3 plus plus 1. What do we get? You get 4. Then you write your 4 here, which is the final answer. I hope this is clear. Now I'm taking you to the third question. Please don't stress yourself. These things are manageable. So this is an equation. How do we solve this equation? You have to factorize it first. All right? You need to factorize x, have x minus 2 is equals to 0. Then at this point you have two factors. So how do you find the values of x? The first one, you say x is equals to 0. This x is equals to 0, or this factor that is in the brackets, x minus 2 is equals to 0 also. X is equals to 0, or x is equals to, this one must come the other side. So it will be like 0 plus 2. 0 plus 2. So I have x is equals to 0, or x is equals to 2. So you've seen here, x is equals to 0, or x is equals to 2. All right, we got question 4. Use set notation. Using set notation, describe the shaded region in the diagram below. Okay, so you need to look at what is shaded. What is it that is shaded? A union B is shaded. Then C is not shaded. So we're going to say intersection C complement. Okay, because A and B, everything is shaded apart from this part that belongs to C. So this is what is supposed to be our answer. You write it down here. Okay, we come to question 5. Question 5, we're taught to factorize. So when you are factorizing this one, you definitely know that you need to have x. Okay, here we're going to have, okay, we're going to have x here, and even here we're going to have like something like x. Okay, or okay, let's cancel this one. This, let's say we have, let's come up with this product. The product, we multiply 2 by this constant, which is -6. It's -12. And our sum is the coefficient of this variable that is not squared, which is -1. Then we need to find the factors. The factors of -12. And those factors of -12, when we add them, they should give us -1. What are they? Those factors are -4 and 3. When we add them, they'll give us -1. When we multiply them, they'll give us -12. So we expand this part using the factors. So we're going to have 2x squared minus 4x plus 3x minus 6. Okay? Then here we factorize what is common. On the first one, we use now grouping terms here. So we have 2x, x minus 2 here. Then what is common here? The common factor here is 3. So we have 3x minus 2. Okay? And from here, now we need to get 2x plus 3, x minus 2. So this is what is supposed to be our answer. Please don't forget to write it here. Don't forget to write it here. Okay? So we go to question 6. Okay? The question 6 reads, at the end of a financial year, a public limited company declared a dividend. An investor with 1,500 shares in a company received 750 kwacha. What was the dividend per share? Okay? So, this man who had 1,500, okay, got 750. So how much, okay, how much was it per share. So what are we supposed to do here? Okay, this person received this amount of money when he had this. So what are we supposed to do? So I think here what we are supposed to do is, what we are supposed to do is to say the amount that was received here, we need to divide it by the number of shares. This is the amount, so that we find the amount per share, isn't it? What was the dividend per share? So we say this and that. Okay? We simplify here. Then we can say 15 here. 15 here should be 5. 15 here is 10. Okay? Am I right? 15 here is 10. Okay. Then here you can further say 1/2, and this goes to say 0.5. Okay. So what do we call this? This is what? 15 ngwe, isn't it? This is 15 ngwe. So we say 50 ngwe. This is the dividend per share. This is the dividend per share. Okay? That is what we are supposed to get. So we go to question 7. So question 7 reads, given that 9, 15, 21, 27, dash is an AP, which is arithmetic progression. Find the 12th term, the formula for the nth term. So don't forget that here, the formula we are using is A plus N minus 1D, where A is our first term, and our first term here is 9, plus N is 12 minus 1, and then common difference. D is the common difference. How do we find the common difference? Common difference is equal to the second term, which is 15, minus the first term, which is 9. What do we get? This is giving us 6. Okay? So we say 9 plus 11 multiplied by 6. So we say 9 plus, we need to multiply before we add. So what are we going to get here? 66. Please, can you help me add here? Know these things, it's easier to make, it's easy, to make mistakes. Let's add 9 to this 1. When you add a 4, you're going to get 70, then 75. So 75 is what we are going to get as the first one, which is the 12th term here. 75. Then find the nth term. Find the formula for the nth term. So our first term is 9. Any we don't know. Okay? Then we know the common difference is 6. Sorry, there should be a plus here. Take note. We need a plus here. So we continue to say 9 plus. We need to distribute this 6. We need to distribute this 6. Okay? We need to distribute this 6. So it's going to be 6n minus 6 multiplied by 1. It's 6. Then we can put the like terms together. 9 minus 6 plus 6n. This is going to give us 3 plus 6n. This is the nth term. This is the nth term plus 6n. Are we together, ladies and gentlemen? Please don't stress yourselves. These things are very easy and manageable. I'm taking you through this.
Given that A is given by this matrix, find the transpose. You know that to transpose this one, the rows must become columns. So A transpose, this is how we write the denotation. So the transpose, the rows will become columns. So we're going to have 1, -3, 5, 2, 1, and 0. It's as simple as this. That's the first one. But don't forget to write your answers like here. Okay. Then, given that P is given by this matrix, Q is this one, find the product. We need to multiply P by Q. So P by Q, it means we need to say 2, -1, 3, 4, multiplied by -2 and 3. How do we multiply matrices? Row by column, row by column. Okay, so this is 2 by 2 matrix. This one is a 2 by 1 matrix. When these two are equal, then you know that the two matrices can be multiplied. So our final answer is going to be a 2 by 1 matrix. 2 by 1 matrix. That is just to give us the order of our answer. So now we can say row by column, meaning 2 multiplied by -2, what do we get? 2 multiplied by -2, we're getting -4. Please let me know. It's easy that we can make mistakes here. 2 by -2, we get -4. Then -1 multiplied by 3, we need to get -3. We come to this one, 3 by -2, we get -6, plus 4 multiplied by 3. We're going to get 12. We simplify this one. When we add these, we get -7. When we add these two, we get just 6. This is our answer for the second part. Please take note. It's easy that as we calculate, we can make minor mistakes. So you can comment in case of such a thing. Okay. Let us proceed, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, men and women. Okay. Let's come to question 9a. A letter is chosen at random from the letters of the word hello. Hello, what is the probability that it is the letter L? It is the letter L. How many letter L's do we have here? How many letter L's do we have here? We have 1, 2. So we have the probability of picking letter L is equals to how many letter L's do we have? There are 2. So we say 2 over. What is the total number of letters that we have in the entire word hello? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Simple. This is your answer here. This is your answer. Please, after you've written your answer, you can also bring it down here. Okay. We have 2 over 5. Then, the second, we have an equation here that we're supposed to solve. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is mathematics O level ECZ. Let's continue. So we have 125x. Allow me to change this side. How do we write it? 25 -1, like this. I hope you know where we are going, isn't it? When the indexes are known, we have to make sure that we have the same base. So meaning 125 and 25, we need to rewrite them. So 125 is going to be 5 to the power 3. Then we put our x here. This is equals to 5 to the power 2. Then we put the We haven't changed anything, okay? We haven't changed anything here. When you multiply 5 times 5 times 5, it will take you back to this one. The same thing here. Then, by the power rule, you multiply this and that, you get 3x is equals to 5 negative 2. 2 multiplied by negative 1. Then, at this point, when you have the same base, you get the indices. So we're going to have 3x is equals to negative 2. Okay, equals negative 2. Then you divide both sides by 3. Divide both sides by 3. So x will end up being, x must be equal to negative 2 over 3. Negative 2 over 3. Are we together? This is what we are going to get. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope we are getting there. Next question, question 10. Next question is question 10. Given that A contains these elements, which is x is less than 6, and x is a natural number, list the set of A. What are natural numbers? Natural numbers are counting numbers. Natural numbers are counting numbers. Numbers like from, you say 1, 2, 3. Okay, that is it. Those are natural numbers. Now we are looking at natural numbers that are less than 6. Natural numbers that are less than 6. So we're going to say 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. These are the natural numbers that are less than 6. Natural numbers are counting numbers. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that is our answer there. Then this one, let's come to this one. What we need to do here, the diagram below shows a sector, x or y, the arc xy subtends at an angle of theta at the center O, and the radius of is, given that the area of a sector is 33, find the value of theta. Okay, so when we are dealing with area of a sector, we use this formula, isn't it? This is the formula that we use. Do we all agree? This is area. This is theta, pi, radius. Area has been given here as 33 is equals to theta. We are looking for this theta. 360 multiplied by pi, 22 over 7. Then multiplied by radius. What is our radius here? Radius is 6 squared. 6 squared is 36. Take note of that. 6 squared is 36. So look, what are we supposed to do? I'll continue with the 33 here. Then theta over. Now I'm going to divide here. I'll say 36 here, 1. 36 here, it will be 1 and 0. Multiplied by 22 over 7. Multiplied by, what did we remain with here? 1. Okay? So at this point, if you want, we can continue to say 3 is equals to theta over 2 here, it will be 5. Multiplied by 2 here, it will be 1 over 7 multiplied by 1 if you want, which is the same as 1. So we proceed. This is going to be 33 is equals to 11 theta over we can multiply this. What do we get? We'll get 35. This by this by this. You multiply also these ones, you get that. Here we can put this one, isn't it? Then at this point, we can cross multiply. So we're going to have 11 theta is equals to 33 multiplied by 35. Okay? Then we divide both sides by 11. We also divide here by 11. Then we say theta is equals to 11 here, it's 1. 11 here, it's 3. So we need to multiply now 35 by 3. What do we get? This gives us 15. This gives us 9. 105. Okay? Take note of that. So theta is equals to 105 degrees. Okay? Don't forget. That's what we're supposed to have. I'm taking you to the next question. I hope this is clear, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, men and women. Let's continue. Question 11. The diagram below shows the positions of towns A, B, and C on the Earth's surface. Okay. NACS is a prime meridian. It's a prime meridian. Okay. This one here. The prime meridian. Then here now, we are told that a ship takes 26 hours to travel from B to C. From B to C. A distance of 1,560 nautical miles. Okay? A ship takes 26 hours to travel from B to C, a distance of 1,560 nautical miles. Find the speed of the ship in. How do we find speed? Speed is equals to distance over time. Distance over time. So, what is the distance? The distance is given as 1,506, and the time is given as 26 hours. So we need to divide these ones here and see what we're going to get. What do you get when you divide? Can we divide and see what we're going to get? Okay. So what are we getting? So discover that this is going to give us that speed is equals to 60 knots. Okay. Make sure your answers are supposed to be here, 60 knots. And then we're told that if the local time at A, is 10:30, find the local time at B. So the places that are on the same longitude here, they have the same time. So even at this point, the time is 10:30. So from 0 degrees to 30 degrees west, as you may know, in terms of degrees, these two places, they have a difference of 30 degrees. So these 30 degrees, you know that every 15 minutes gives us an hour. So you need to divide 30 degrees, because from 0 to this B, it's 30 degrees. So when you divide this one, it is going to give you what? 2 hours. So these two places are 2 hours apart. I mean, in terms of time, 2 hours. So now, because time is given on this longitude and we want time on the other longitude, which is on the west, the western part of this longitude, we need to subtract. So it's like from 10:30, we're going to subtract what? 2 hours. What does this give us? This is going to give us 08 hours. 0830 hours. Okay, that's what we're going to get. We have question 12 now. We have question 12 now. Okay, so let's see. The mass of a bag is 62 to the nearest kilometer. Complete the statement in the answer space. Okay. This statement here, so meaning we need the upper limit and the lower limit. So what are we supposed to do? The first thing that we're supposed to do is to find the least unit of measurement. In this case, we're going to say 1/2 multiplied by the least unit of measurement. Since this is a whole number, that is going to be 1. So what do we get here? It's going to give us 0.5. So now, to get the upper limit, we need to add this one. To get the lower limit, we need to subtract. So when you add, this is going to be 6.5. Then you can say now 620 minus, you subtract. This is going to be 10, so this one gives you what? 0.5 here. Then here you are remaining with 1. 1 minus 0, you have 1, then 6. So here you're going to have 61 point. Okay, that's what we're going to get. I think this is it. You can put kg, I think that is what you can still get. Okay, so that is what we are supposed to do there, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, men and women. A woman, that is B, a woman estimates the weight of her dog to be, okay, 13.15 kgs. The actual weight of the dog, is 10 kgs. Find the percentage error. So, percentage error is equals to relative error multiplied by 100%. And the relative error is equals to absolute error over true value multiplied by, okay. So, absolute error here. How do we find the absolute error? So the absolute error in this case, it is found by absolute error. It's found by, we can say, recorded value minus true value. So the recorded value here is 13.15 minus the true value, which is 10. What do we get when we subtract here? Okay, what do we get? Let's subtract. What do we get? You can, if you want, you can actually say 13.15. You bring 10 here. 0, 0. Subtract. This is going to give us 1,530. So this is what we're going to get, isn't it? So this is the absolute error, which we're going to bring here. Okay, which we're going to bring here. The absolute error is 3.15 over the true value, which is 10 multiplied by 100. Okay, then you should know that when you multiply 100 by this number here, it's like we're going to get 315 over 10, isn't it? That is what we are going to get. That is what we are going to get. Then now we need to ask ourselves, how many times can 10 go into this number? Okay? How many times can 10 go into this number? Don't forget that here we are dealing with a percentage. This is a percentage here. Okay? This is a percentage. Okay? So, if you want, you can still simplify it. Remember, you don't have a calculator. You can say 5 into 10, it's 2. 5 into 31, it's 6. Remainder, 1. Okay? 5 into 15, it's 3. Don't forget. Then at this point, you can divide. 2 into 3, 2 into 6, it's 3. Okay. 2 into 3, it's 1. Remainder, 1. That remainder, you add a 0, it will be 10. So you have 5. Find the percentage error. This is what we are getting. Please, it's possible that there could be an error as I calculate here, okay, because I did not try them before I just started solving. So in case of an error, ladies and gentlemen, you must be able to reach out to me. I gave you my number there for Mr. Mbondo. So we come to question 13. In question 13, we are looking at circle theorem. In the diagram below, A, B, C, D are points on the circumference of a circle. Center O. DAB is 36. BC is equal to BC is equal to CD, and EBF is a tangent to the circle at point E. Okay. So, if this is a tangent, we must know that this angle is 90 degrees. And the angle on the circumference is twice this angle here. So we need to multiply so that we can get this one here as what? We can get this one here as we can get this one here as what? 72. Okay. Then I'm sure you also know that if we look at this as a quadrilateral, this angle, this one, this and that, this angle here and this one, they're opposite angles in a cyclic quadrilateral. So they should add up to what? They should add up to 180. So 180 minus 36. This is going to be 4. This is going to be 7. Then this is what we are going to get. So this is 144. Okay. Now let's see the angles that they want us to find in this question. BOD. BOD. BOD, we said it's 72. BCD. BCD. BCD, this angle here. And we found it. We said it's 144 degrees is equals to CBF. CBF. Yeah. CBF. This angle here. What is it? Okay. That's what we are supposed to do or to know. So now, what we are going to do is, I'm going to say if we have a straight line here like this one, sorry. Okay. What am I talking about? Okay. Yes. So if we have a straight line from this point that goes up to there, we want to use these two equal lines here. We want to use these two bars here. This and that are equal. And then this angle here is what? Is 144. So what are these small angles here? These small angles, we know that they should be shared equally. So you divide 36 by 2. 36 by 2. This is going to give us 118. So this is 18, and that angle there is what? Is 18. Okay. So this tells us that you should know now here that the angle, if you remember, there's this rule, isn't it? Where we have a tangent here, then you have this like that. Sorry, let me put it this way. This angle here is equal to that one. The angles in the alternate segment, isn't it? Angles in the alternate segment. That is what we are supposed to know here. So this angle here is equal to that one. So this angle is 18 degrees. Okay, that is 18 degrees there. Okay, we go to the next question. So now we say the diagram shows two lines L and N. So there's this line and this one that are perpendicular to each other. The equation of line N, which is this one, is 3x plus 2y is equals to 6. The line L passes through point, okay, this point that is given here. So now we need to find the equation of the line what? L. So you know now that the lines that are perpendicular to each other, their gradients, when we multiply them, they give us -1. Okay, so we need to find the gradient of this equation. How do we find the gradient of that equation? We need to write it like 3x plus 2y is equals to 6. So here we make y the subject of the formula. We're going to say 2y is equals to minus 3x plus 6. Okay? You're getting it, isn't it? We need to make y the subject of the formula. So it will be -3, 2x plus 3. When you divide this one by 2, it will be 3. So this is the gradient of this line here. The gradient of this line is -3/2. So the gradient of this other line that we want, it's supposed to be the reciprocal of this one without a negative. So it will be 2/3. So that when we multiply this by this one, they should give us -1. So we are going to use this gradient and this point to come up with the equation of this line. So which is y minus y1 is equals to x minus x1. We have y minus, what is the y coordinate here? The y coordinate is 4. This is equals to 2/3 and x minus 5. And this is going to be, you cross multiply 3 multiplied by both of these. You have 3y minus 12 is equals to 2 multiplied by 2x minus 10. So you put the like terms together. We're going to, not the like, say 3y is equals to 2x minus plus 12 when this one goes the other side. So you have 3y is equals to 2 plus 2. Okay? This is the equation. You can leave it at this point, or sometimes it can still be written as, maybe you can divide throughout by 3, or you can bring this one the other side, but that is the equation, unless otherwise. Okay, let's counter check. That's why it's important you also solve it before you follow the answer here. We go to B. The diagram below shows triangle ABC in which AB is 5 centimeters, AC is 13 centimeters. This is it. Okay, so when you use Pythagoras theorem, I hope you know Pythagoras theorem. When you use Pythagoras theorem, this side, which is BC, is equal to 13 squared minus 5 squared. This is going to give you, I think, 144 squared. 144 squared will give you 12. So this side is 12 here. Okay? So you need to know that. So find the value of cos. Find the value of cos ACD. ACD is this angle here. ACD cos of this one here. Okay? How do we find this one? Okay. So what we are supposed to do is to start with this one here. Okay? To start with this one here. Let's find this. What is this here? Let's find cos this. So cos is equals to what? Cos is equals to adjacent over hypotenuse, isn't it? So here, what is our adjacent here? Our adjacent is equals to, so we can say cos, we start with cos BCA. It's going to be equals to 12 over 13. Okay, this one here, right? Are we together? Then now we look at this. Now we want this whole thing here, isn't it? Okay. So this is in the, like, we're looking at cos in the second quadrant, and cos in the second quadrant, it's a negative. So we're just going to add a negative to this one. So it will be negative 12 over 13. This is what is going to be cos ACD. We can share the knowledge. What is your answer? These are suggested answers. They're not like final answers. Okay, we can share. What is your answer? Let's move on to the next one. So we have question 15. Given that Z varies, Z varies what? Varies as X, okay, and inversely varies as X and inversely as varies as X and inverse as the square of Y. So in my thinking, I think the question was supposed to be, given that Z varies directly as X and inversely as square root of Y. That's my thinking. Okay? That's why I've written like this. Because varies as X, I think there should be a word as directly as X. So that is why I've written it this way. You can argue your case as, I don't know how they would treat it when marking, as the square, okay, of Y. And Z is equals to 3. Z is equals to 3, when x is equals to 8 and y is equals to, so this is like 16 here, when you square 4, so 3 is equals to 1, so we have k over 2 here, 8 here, and you cross multiply, k is equals to 6, sorry. So we have z is equals to 6x over y squared. So the value here, we have found the value of k is 6. The value of k is 6, and now we'll be using this equation to answer the following 2 questions. Find the value of z when x is equals to 18 and y is equals to 3. So when you square 3, you get 9. 9 here, 1, 9 here, 2. So z is equals to 12. So z here is 12, k is 6. Find the values of y when x is equals to 30 and z is equals to 5. We want this one here, isn't it? So when you want to make this the subject of the formula, it will be like y squared is equals to 6x over z. Okay? Then we can say now, if we want to find the value of y, you remove this and then you square this side. Very good. So now we can go on and say the square of multiplied by 30 over 5. Okay. So this is going to continue to be 5 into 30 is 6. 6 multiplied by 6, we get 6. We get 36. And the square root of 36 is plus or minus 6. So here, what do you write? 6 or minus 6. It can be positive or minus. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Let's move on. We have this one now, which is integration calculus. Let's work this out. So what are we supposed to do? We are integrating. How do we integrate? So first of all, we need to write it as it is. We say 10x to the power 4 minus, minus 4x plus 3x to the power negative 2. This one we need to change it. We write this part. Are we together? Then from there now, we can integrate this part here now. How do we integrate? We say x, you add the 1 here. It will be what? 5. Again, this 5, you must divide it here. Minus 4. This is x to the power 1. When you add another 1, it will be to the power 2. And you divide by 2 here. Okay? Plus 3, x to the power. You have negative 2. When you add the 1, what are you going to get? You get negative 1 here. Over, you divide negative 1. Plus, you add c, which is a constant. This you divide. When you divide, what you get? You get 2, 5, minus 2 the power 2 minus this is going to be minus because of this one, 3 negative plus c. This is what is going to be our answer to the first question. So you need to write it here. Then let's look at B. The diagram in the answer space shows an incomplete flowchart to calculate the area of a rectangle. How do we calculate the area of a rectangle? A is equals to A multiplied by B. Complete the flowchart by filling in the symbols with appropriate. Okay. This is the flowchart. What formula are we dealing with? Area is equals to L multiplied by B. So here we say enter L and B. Then here you write the formula. L B, print A. That's all. Next question, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so let's come to question 17a. Describe fully the symmetry of the diagram below given that OA and OB are identical arms of a windmill, and the angle. Okay, so here to describe this, I think order, we need to look at the order of rotational. I think we need to look at the order of the rotational symmetry. Okay, the order of the rotational symmetry. How many ways can we rotate this and it should look the same? How do we describe this? Okay, this one is subject to, I'm not 100% sure. I must be honest, I'm not 100% sure. But I think the order of rotational symmetry here, we have, in how many ways can this thing be rotated? I think, for instance, here this is the first point where it is, isn't it? So when we rotate this, so I think the order of rotational symmetry here is how many ways can this thing be rotated and should give us the same shape. We just have like the first one here and the other one where this one, when you rotate this one comes into the position of this one, then B will be here. So I think the order of rotational symmetry is 2. But take it, I said this, I'm not very sure. Okay, you can give me your answer also. We go to B. I didn't look at these questions, I just started solving. Triangle ABC is mapped onto A1, B1, C1 by a translation represented by on a diagram in the space below. Draw. Okay, so this is the vector column. So we need to move, it's 3, the negative 3. So what does this mean? We need to go 3 steps and 3 steps downwards. So like C, it's going to come 1, 2, 3. Okay? 1, 2, 3. Then down 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So C is supposed to be here. Okay? So then B is supposed to come 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. It's supposed to be here. Then A is supposed to be 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Here. So A. I'm just counting, you can't even see. Sorry, I didn't look at that. So we have, I was saying, this is the vector column here. So C is supposed to move 3 steps to the right and 2 steps downwards because of the negative. So it will be 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So it will come in. Then you do the same thing for the other ones. So this is, we are going to have C1, A1, and B1. Okay. Question 18, we're dealing with bearings here. Okay, you can read the question. We're dealing with bearings. So what are we supposed to know? If this is 100, then these two angles are equal. So meaning this is 40 and this is 40. That's very important there. Okay. So, yeah, we've been given what. Okay. So we need to find the bearing of A from C. The bearing of A. So let's put even here just in advance. Okay. So the bearing of A from C, the bearing of A from C. The bearing of A from C is this one. This is the bearing of A from C. So what is this bearing of A from C? So first of all, you need to know that. Let me write this here. Okay. If this angle here, is 32, 32, then you should know that even this one here is 32. I'm referring you to this part here. If this other angle here is 32, then since the entire angle is 40, then this smaller part is what? Is 8. Then take note that even here, if this is 8, then it means that even this angle here is what? Is 8. So I'm saying this is 8, then this is 32, and then this angle here also is what? Is 8. Okay. So meaning, for us, what we want is this angle, which is on a straight line, it's 180, and then this other angle here, this whole angle here is 72. So meaning even this other angle here also is 72. So we need to add 180 plus 72. What do we get? 72. This is going to give us 2, 15, and 2. We're going to get 2, 5, and 2 degrees. Okay. Then the bearing of C from B. The bearing of C from B is this one. Okay? So this is where I was saying that now in this case we are looking at the bearing of this one. Okay? So you just remove this 8 here from 180. So we say 180 minus 8. If you want, we can write it like this. But that is just 8 degrees. What do we get? This is going to be 172 degrees. Okay. I hope these answers are correct. Please don't forget to come and write your final answers here. So question 19, we have got these two functions here, f and g. The first one is saying find the inverse of f. How do we find the inverse? Where there's fx, we write y minus 3 over 4. Then we make x the subject of the formula. So meaning we're going to have x is equals to 4y. Okay? X is equals to 4y plus 3. So to find the final answer now here, the inverse, the actual one is going to be here now where there is x we put it, where there is y we put x. Like this. Okay? That's what we're going to do. That is what will be our answer here. Then we have a composite function. F, G into F. G into F. So meaning In F, where we have x, we must put this function for g. So here where we have x here, we are going to write 2x plus 1. Then I'll put minus 3 because we have a minus 3 over 4. So what do I have? I have got 2x minus 2 over 4. Okay. Now this, you can further say 2x minus 1 over 4. Okay. Over 4. Then you say 2 here, 2 here. So your answer must be x minus 1 over 2. That must be your final answer. Here, x minus 1 over 2. Okay? Then, we are told that in this same function here, we must put negative 3 where there is an x. So where there is x here, if you put negative 3 minus over 2, what do you get? This is going to give you negative 4 over 2, and this will give you negative 2. So this one is going to give us negative 2. Okay? These answers, please don't write them there. You can put them this side. I'm just trying to use the space that I have here and so that you can see everything clearly without moving the paper a lot. I hope you understand my point. The reason why I write everything on one part is because I don't want us to be moving the paper a lot. We go to question 20. So we come to question 20. The points P and Q have coordinates. Find the distance. Okay. So I'm sure you know that the distance PQ, we always use this formula. Let's hope I have not forgotten. Trust me. Let us hope I have not forgotten the formula. Please, if I have forgotten, you can correct me. Squared. Are we supposed to square this? No. Are we supposed to square this and this? Okay. I think we are supposed to square this. Okay. These we are supposed to square them. So this is our x1. This is our y1. This is our x2. This is our y2. So our x2 is negative 3 minus 2 squared plus. Then here we have negative 6 minus another 6. Okay, squared. Is it? Yes. So this is going to be negative 5 squared plus negative 36, negative 12, sorry, negative 12. This is 12, 12, 12, 12, 12. Take note, this is 12 here. So this is going to be what? 25. 25 plus 144. This is 12, this is 25. When we add this, what do we get? 169. The square root is what? 13 units. Okay. The second question. The area of the faces of cubes A and B are, respectively, find the ratios of their volume. So this is the area. Okay. So we need to get the original. So we find the square roots of these. What we get? 3 and 5. So these are like the ratios, like the original ones. Okay. Then now, to get the ratios for volume, we need to say this. What do we get? 27, 1, 25. These are the ratios for volume, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. All right. Let's continue. Question 21. Write the 4 inequalities that define the unshaded region R on the diagram below. Okay, so we can start with this one. Have you seen? It cuts the x-axis at what point? At 5. So we can say this is x and 5. Now, we want this region. This is the true region. So this region is less. So we say less or equal to, because the line is solid. Second one is this one. It passes through 1. And the region R is on the right side here, which is greater. So we're going to say greater or equal to. Then there's this another horizontal line here which cuts the y-axis. And the region that we want is below. So what do we say? It's below. So we say it is less or equal to 4. So these are 3 equations, inequalities, sorry. These are the 3 inequalities that are needed. What about the other one? The other one now is this line. So for this line, we need to pick 2 points. And these 2 points can be 0, 3 and 5, 0. 0, 3 here, and this line, this point is 5, 0. So as you may know, to write the equation, we need the gradient. And the gradient is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So we can take this one. This is our y2, which is 0, minus our y1, which is 3, over 2, 5, minus 0. Okay. 0 minus 3, 5 minus 0. So what does this give us? This is going to give us negative 3 over 5. Okay. So after we have the gradient, now we can write the equation. Okay? We can write the equation now. And this we can take this as our x1, this as our y1. So we say y minus 0 is equals to negative 3 over 5 x minus x1. So you have y is equals to minus 3 over 5x plus 3. Plus 3 in the sense that 5 into 5 is 1. Then this negative and this negative will give us, so when you multiply 3 by 1, you get 3. So this is an equation here. This is an equation. So the inequality now is going to take us to the region. When you look at this line, the region that is unshaded is above, so which is greater. Now, because the line is also dotted, we are going to say y is greater than negative 3 over 5 x plus 3. we have 1, 2, 3, 4 inequalities that you are supposed to write down here. Okay. Okay, so we come to question 22. The components of the vector, vectors OA and OBR respectively. Write BA as a vector column. So you know that BA is equals to BO plus OA. So since this is OB, this is OB, this is OB, so BO is going to be the opposite of this one, meaning these are going to have negatives of -4, -2 plus OA, which is 2 and 3. We add these, what do we get? What are we going to get here? We'll get -2, 1. This is our BA. This is our BA. All right. So we come to B now. The diagram below shows the sketch of the, okay. Find the coordinates of A and the coordinates of B. Okay, so we have 5 minus 4 x squared. Okay. So now the y coordinate along the x-axis is equals to 0. Then we solve this one as a quadratic equation. So what is our product? Our product is -5, and our sum is -4, and our factors are -5 and 1. So we can now expand here. It's equals to 0. We solve this 1 minus x, 1 minus x is equals to 0. Then we have 5 plus x, and 1 minus x is equals to 0. So at this point, we need to equate each one of these factors to 0. 5 plus x is equals to 0, or minus x is equals to 0. So this is going to be x here. When this one goes the other side, then we're going to have -5. Or this one, it will be like 1 is equals to, if you want, when this x, or maybe how do I write it? This will be like this one here. That is the easier way. Okay? Because it's the same as you saying, take note, these are the answers. But if you want, you can say, this is going to be -x is equals to 0 minus 1. So this will be -x is equals to -1. Then you divide by -1, then by -1. It will take you back to that. So these are the answers here. Okay? These are the answers. Then we can come to the maximum value of y. So the maximum value of y, there are 2 methods that we can use. So maybe we can stick to one, okay? Maybe we can stick to one, which is 4ac minus b squared over 4a. Okay? Now, here we have a, b, and c. What is our a? Our a is -1. Our b is -b, and our c is 5. Take note here. So we have 4 multiplied by A, which is -1, multiplied by C, which is -4. Sorry, this is -4 here. Oh. -4 minus, what am I doing? This is supposed to be 5, not B. This is supposed to be 5 here. Then minus -4 squared over, this is supposed to be 5 here, over 4 multiplied by -4. Okay. So this is going to give us -20 when you multiply these ones here, minus 16 over -4. So this is going to give us -36 over -4. Negative and negative, then here this is going to give us y is equals to 9. Okay. Then here the coordinates of A, because we got 2, the coordinates of A are -5, 0. The coordinates of B are 1, 0, because the y coordinate along the x-axis is 0. So these are the coordinates here. Okay, then here we said -2 and D. That's what we're supposed to write. We are remaining with the last one, and here we are. Read the question. The diagram below is a speed time graph of a moving car. The car accelerates uniformly from there to a speed of, in 3 seconds, it then moves at a uniform speed of 10 and finally accelerates until it comes what. Okay. So find the speed, which is v here, if the deceleration in the first 3 seconds was 2. So deceleration is equals to initial velocity minus final velocity over time. So deceleration is given here as 2. Then this is given now as the initial velocity. Remember, the velocity is this side. So it started from this point, which is 24 minus where it ended here, the final part, which is called V. And then the time is what? 3. The time is what? 3. So what do we do here? You cross multiply. We're going to get 24 minus V is equals to what? 6, isn't it? So this is going to give us minus V is equals to 6 minus 24. So minus V is equals to -18. Divide by -1. So V is equals to 18. V is equals to 18. Okay. Then now the distance covered in the first 13 seconds. the distance covered in the first 13 seconds. So the distance covered in the first 13 seconds is going to be distance is equals to, we need to find the area of this part as well as the area of this one, the area under this graph. So the first one is like a trapezium here. So a trapezium with these two parallel sides. The first one from here up to there is 24. And the second one we got that V is 18. It's going to be 1 over 2, 24 plus 18. Then the height here is 3. We are using the formula A plus B, then H over trapezium, then plus L multiplied by B, which is the area of this part, which we are calling a rectangle. The height, or this part here, from here up to there, is what? It's 18. Then this point here, it's what? It's 10, isn't it? It's 10. So that is what we need to work with. This is going to give us what? 1 over 2. We need to add these two. What do we get? This is going to give us 2. This is going to give us 42. 3 plus 180 here. Okay. So when we divide this one here, it is going to be 21 multiplied by 3 plus, what do we get? You're going to get 63 plus 180. When we add this here, what you get? Okay, this gives us what? 14 and 2. Okay, so take note, distance there is going to be 2, 4, 3 m, if we have not made any mistake. Okay, it then moves at a uniform speed for 10 seconds and finally decelerates. And finally decelerates. Finally decelerates at what? Finally decelerates at 3 until it comes to rest after. Okay. Then now here what we are being asked is to find the value of t. So now here we know what? We know what deceleration is given. Deceleration, we said it's initial velocity minus final velocity over time. So deceleration here was given that finally decelerated at what? 3, and where it started decelerating from what? From 18 up to, and the end point was this one, which is what? 0. And then what is our time here? Time, it is t minus 13. T minus 13, that is our time. So we want to see how we can work with that. Okay? So this is giving us 3t minus 13 is equals to 18 when you subtract this one. How do you work this out? You can divide both sides by 3. Divide both sides by 3. What do you get? You're going to get t minus 13 is equals to 6. And t is equals to 6 plus 13. What do you get? You're going to get 19. So this gives us 19. So here I'm getting 19 seconds. Please, we can compare these answers. No one has a monopoly of knowledge. Okay, thank you very much. This was Mr. Mbondo, a maths teacher. Okay, as of today, I'm teaching at Nyumbanga Secondary School. Okay, I don't know where I shall be tomorrow. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, to share, and comment below. Okay, thank you once again for watching our videos.